Afterwards, Juan, Rean, Kevin, and their respective teams returned to one of the mini-domains together. Finally having met the masterminds behind the garden's theft, they decided to discuss their future plans, only to run into a new hurdle. We'd be better off grouping up here from now on, knowing what's ahead, but so much for that, huh? Who could have guessed our accounts would give us technical difficulties combining our routes? My apologies, the Foundation's team is doing their utmost to find a solution. But apparently due to the Professor's interference, ID modifications no longer have any effect. We had hoped we could, at the very least, consolidate the mini-domains at each entry point. It would seem, however, that finding a fundamental solution with Marduk and the Epstein Foundation's technology is no easy task at present. Well, this is where Arkwright Solutions ended from. So the other teams will just have to come and go via their own mini-domains. Sounds like a plain old hassle. There seems to be only one route beyond this point. Meaning, if each team entered separately, it could very well cause an overlapping conflict. Yes, in which case we would be left waiting in vain, with no way of convening. The time could be spent enjoying some refreshments, though there wouldn't be much elegance to that. I've never wanted to say no to a snack break, but still, you gotta think up some way to make this work. Us fixers are keen on sticking things out here. I assume the same goes for the rest of you. If possible, yeah. This place is a golden opportunity to rack up some combat experience. The whole time barely passing there is a big check in the pro column too. What better way to sneak off and play hooky, or take a breather for the squares out there? Come on, Fee. Well, that I can get behind in a heartbeat. If only the decor was a little less nothing burger. Don't get your hopes up considering who the interior designer is. Anyway, we should all coordinate as much as we can. That said, if we do manage to combine forces, there will have to be a few lines drawn in the sand. Huh? Nadia? No doubt Arkwright's crew is poking their nose into something or other over the capital. And Rean, you and your guys have major business on your plate in Basel, yeah? As for us, we're on a vacation, let's call it. Can't share too many details if you catch my drift. Right, sorry to say, but matters on our end will have to stay confidential too. Not that we can't drop a few hints on the down low. Well, we shouldn't have any real hang-ups talking about stuff society related to otherwise. Then again, this morning was kind of a dud. I'd best wait and we sorted our shit out a little more. Yeah, good call. Speaking on behalf of the guild, we would much prefer to get a grasp on every side of these affairs. Now, the overall picture will come to light bit by bit, I'm sure. Just as time will tell whether or not we can emerge as the valiant heroes in arms to prevail, united in purpose over the sabled castle's ordeals. You're actually pushing that angle? He's even more playful to a fault in person. Heroes in arms, I kinda like the sound of that actually. Master? What is it, Bergert? You got a knowing look on your face, notice something? My familiarity with the Grim Garten is limited solely to what you have all recounted. But was there not a certain someone who has aided your petition in first entering it? Huh? I do remember you calling on her for help when things were too much for even Marduk to handle. Hang on man, are you saying that's gonna be a regular thing? Already is, wouldn't even be the first time she elbowed in on this so far. Come on out, Mare Bear. Not like you haven't been eavesdropping anyway.
I told you not to call me that! Forget it.
She's just as I've heard. Adorable, beautiful even. Actually showing yourself now, huh? It's been quite a while.
I saw your whole standoff with those snakes and everything, so no need to give me the rundown. Long story short, you want to merge 3 separate accounts into one, right?
That's possible then? It may well be, where she is concerned. In that case, would you mind, Mare? We don't have any treats to pay you back with, but I can offer my sweetest pleas and thank you.
Well, well, so you do know how to ask politely.
What's all that? A torrent of shards? No, wait.
Converging entry mini-domains. Here and now, I open a sanctum for the heroes seeking to liberate the Castle of Darkness.
Wow. Where are we? The Heroes Refuge, Interstitial Sanctum. The full mini-domains have been fused into a single phase space? Yes, via a colossal amount of computing power no one but her is capable of. No one Mare, you say?
So, that about do it this time around? Doubt it'll be the last, but make sure to give it your all anyway. Even if time does pass more slowly in here, we don't have too much longer before the... Once that happens, there won't be any stopping the... from activating. Just something to keep in mind.
What was that just now? Our words got bleeped out? Right, I did hear about this. Well, pressing things ain't likely to get us anywhere, so I'll just say thanks and leave it at that. Answer me one question, Mare. The abyss inside this castle. It have anything to do with your origins by chance? Is that a yes? Come to think of it, isn't Mare's AI a hybrid build using research purchased from various companies? Yes, I have been told, however, that her basal most core was provided in-house, and from a certain division in particular. Even without the finer details, I believe I understand. This is something of a homeland for you, isn't it? The birthplace of a one-of-a-kind AI who seemingly dwells between worlds, whose true identity is forbidden from knowing. You mean... Oh.
In a way, yes. But strictly speaking, no. Well, see ya. And try not to overdo it, okay?
Afterwards, one of the others checked out the sanctum that would serve as their new base of operations. Within it, they discovered a variety of facilities, including a mysterious stone monument. After deciding to log off at their own paces, everyone proceeded to familiarize themselves while weighing whether to retackle the now unified third domain. Well, I'll be. Never expected this place to have a classical therme bathhouse of all things. I thought things were insane back in the Märchen Garten, but this just takes the cake. Well, whatever, might as well make the rounds in the facilities before logging off. We got the Epstein workshop, Grimoire decryption, could even squeeze some training in too. The extra member limit has returned to 1. In the Grim Garten, you can gain access to extra members' S commands. Interstitial Sanctum offers a space to chat with your comrades as well as direct access to the Grim Garten's wide variety of features. You can fish at any of the pools as well. Let us log out. A campsite got a fire and everything. Almost brings to mind the sort of campsite a group of heroes might make before they set off of a Demon Lord's castle. Got a pretty relaxing vibe to it, honestly. I used to set up camps like this all the time when I was a Jäger. More to the point though, this Sanctum place is actually pretty nice. I think I'll be making the most of it while I still can. Wow, I can't believe the Garten set up a whole campsite for us. Kinda reminded me of when our Jäger Corps would go on our campaigns together. Looks like there's enough room to do some weapon maintenance at least. Might even be able to set up a little training area too. It'll give us a chance to familiarize ourselves with one another's fighting styles.
Now where? Let's do this thing. That's it. Shock one up.
No crap.
That's it. Shock one up.
Spiky Puffer. That's the new one. Just a bee, but it's okay. It's enough for now. Wow, this Sanctum thing's got practically everything you'd need for loafing and lounging. I'm kinda impressed. Indeed, and what with its facilities for gear maintenance and the like, I'd say it makes for an excellent base of operations. Ditto to that. Plus a nice little gathering spot like this will give us the opportunity we need to build friendships and forge bonds. Speaking of which, you two care to break the ice over some tea? Come on, what you say, Beauty's Plate, Miss A-lister? Oh, I'm good for the moment, thank you. I'd like to finish exploring facilities here before I'm called elsewhere. Yeah, probably best we understand how things here work before we take off on our next dungeon crawl. But hey, we want to take a break? Go for it. Damn, you ladies really are professionals. Now I'll help. Please let me help. Fumbled that one big time. Probably a sign I should be taking things more seriously, huh? I mean, seeing as we're kicking into full gear now, about time I started pulling my weight, yeah? I imagine reclaiming the guard might help to prepare us for a hostile situation in the real world as well. The facilities here would certainly come in handy in such matters. Make sure you get a good grasp on them while you still can, then. If you ask me, this place is gonna work just fine as a base, especially with these high-tech gadgets and gizmos. Guess we better start learning the ins and outs, huh?
Now where? Let's do this thing.
Shard search, go.
You've already caught two. Nice job, Phony Father. I'm just getting started over here. Wait, who are you calling Phony Father? I'm as real as they come, you little punk. Sounds like you two are having fun. I only meant to give it a quick try, but I ended up getting sucked in. Even though this is a virtual reality with such a gem of a sport, I feel like I'm gonna tell my fishing buddies about it. Fishing buddy, huh? Sounds like you got a pretty eclectic circle of friends. You're the last guy I wanna hear that from, Mark, right? Anyway, a chance to fish in a spot this nice doesn't come along every day. If you feel like casting a line, you're welcome to join me. Sure thing, I'll hit you up when the mood takes me. About the fishing spot in the interstitial sanctum. The types of fish that can be caught will increase as the story progresses. You can also catch fish that you may have missed in previous areas, or where appearance rate in the sanctum will be lower.
Search time.
Marduk's always looking for ways to knock my socks off, I swear. Mean fishing in VR? More importantly though, don't worry too much about taking back the garden and all that. With this group, we'll have it back to normal in no time. Going fishing in a virtual simulation, weird as hell, not gonna lie. But hey, guess there are worse ways of letting off steam. The priest guy's a pretty decent hand at it too. Maybe I challenge him to a fishing face-off sometime. Still can't believe this place has a Fermi of all things. Really is a magnificent sight. Yeah, it's nice how it's structured to let you enjoy the scenery outside while you bathe. But I think what I like most is how similar the water is to a natural hot spring. Oh yes, that reminds me, Rean. Your hometown is Ymir, correct? A town known as the Hot Springs Paradise. Ah, that checks out. Makes sense, you've got such discerning taste when it comes to bathing. Yeah, I suppose so. Incidentally, it would seem this bathhouse is known as the Holy Spirit Spring. The temperature of the area near us is on the low side, around 86 degrees. So you're saying it's basically a big heated swimming pool? With a perfect chance for me as to wear our swimsuits and get all flirty poolside? Okay, first off, I take issue with you treating a bathhouse of any kind as a swimming pool. Second, you wanna get all lovey-dovey, get a room. On the topic of swimsuits, it seems we can all use the outdoor area at the same time, so long as we put on our swimwear. If anyone wants a longer soak, you can grab a towel and use the indoor part of the baths. We can set up different times for the men and women there. A fine plan. I know I'm gonna make a beeline for the place whenever I need a soak. Holy Spirit Spring. There's a fee to enter the baths. You can use workshop point to reduce the costs. Thousand Mira. You're expensive, bath. And where do I pay it? You just throw the money into the spring or something? I heard there was a hot spring available in the Märchen Garten as well. But new or not, the concept of a hot spring in VR is simply fascinating. Well, I look forward to trying it myself someday. Might be a bit different from what we have back at home, but I'm glad we have a hot spring all the same. Now a little soak to recharge our batteries, and we'll be ready to face whatever comes our way. I tell you, really gotta give my props to Mare for this one. It's like the perfect place to kick back and relax. Oh, and I bet the medicinal baths must feel heavenly here. Oh wait, what's next on my list? The numerous support facilities, a hot spring. Yes, I think this area will do quite nicely as a base of operations. It would seem we owe Mare a great deal of gratitude.
Search time.
Professor Novartis of a society, the man is practically Grant's polar opposite. That he has the technological capabilities to take control of a garden is incredible, frankly, but I refuse to let him get away with this. And you won't have to if you all work together, Katra. Not with people like Rufus on our side. Thanks for agreeing to join up with us, by the way. Indeed, to find myself collaborating with a Force crew once more is certainly a twist of fate, but a welcome one all the same. And of course, I look forward to working with you and yours as well, Arkwright. By the way, would you have a moment to speak about those useful little bulletin board jobs of yours? We'd hope to ask your permission to take them on. I mean, yeah, sure, just hit me up before we log out. Yeah, and yeah, would be much appreciated. I have a feeling we shouldn't let our guard down around this guy. Standing here in this Grim Garten, I can't help being reminded of a reverie garden we encountered in Crossbow. And yeah, I look forward to working together for Arkwright Solutions. We can't afford to lose to Novartis, and considering our combined strength, I'm confident we won't. Not if we work together. Given how widespread we are, I imagine actually working together might be a bit difficult, and that's not even to mention our differing goals. Well, even so, I'll continue to do my best to provide support from the sidelines. We'll get through this. Hey Ryan, you find out anything about that stone monument? Well, I still don't understand how it functions exactly, but I was able to determine its purpose at least. Apparently it's called a reminiscence pedestal. It seems to be a device that enables you to view past events recorded in things called Memento orbs. View past events? There was something similar in the base area of a reverie corridor too. Sounds like you're pretty familiar with the setup then. But anyway, Memento orbs, huh? Do you have any idea what they might be? Yeah, I think so. When we were running around here earlier, I got something that matches the description. Suppose I can give it a try later. Additionally, the pedestal seems to have some additional functions that remain hidden for the moment. It would seem you'll simply have to learn more as you use it. Sounds like a plan. Thanks for the lowdown. We really appreciate all the help, Athena. It's no trouble. All of you are the ones helping us at the Foundation after all. By the way, this door leads to the Epstein workshop. And this one leads to the Grimoire decryption. You can make use of the doors whenever you want to access those facilities from this area. Roger that. Huh? What's up? Something in the matter? No, it's just, it looks like Albert's been trying to get a hold of me. So if you excuse me for a moment. Hello? Right, of course. Oh. Sure, that's fine. I'll see you later then. More student council work? Doesn't sound like it. He said he had something he wanted to talk to me about. So we made plans to meet up in a bit. I know, we're probably going to have a meeting after this, but do you mind if I head out for a little? He said it wouldn't take very long, so I imagine I'll be back before we start anyway. Fine by me. Take all the time you need. I wonder why Albert needed to talk to me on such short notice. He said it wouldn't take very long, but... well, sorry, if you don't mind, I'm just going to slip out for a bit. This base appears to be equipped with all the facilities you could possibly need. We even have access to the Epstein workshop from here as well. The pedestal remains a bit of a mystery, however. If you find any Memento orbs on your travels, why not set them there to see what happens? Oh, I simply adore the atmosphere in here. The architecture is so refined and elegant. Though admittedly, I'm a bit disappointed by its lacking a cafeteria.
Welcome.
Feels a little weird seeing you here after we are just chit-chatting in the sanctum a second ago. But it's an understandable sentiment. Now I have two announcements to make. The first pertains to switching avatars. Avatar, oh right, the little piece we used to move around on the game board. Correct, as well as the host responsible for overseeing the workshop and the decryption of Grimoire. Even now, you are interfacing with one such avatar, which utilizes predetermined patterned responses to communicate. Regarding the workshop, its administrators are Instructor Toa and myself. Additionally, I manage the Grimoire decryption together with Lapis. Should you wish to change who manages the facility, you are free to do so anytime. Select Change Avatar from Grim Garten's main menu to adjust which character you want to use for specific functions. Gotcha, I'll keep that in mind. As for the other announcement, there's a new addition to the Epstein workshop, the Grim Arena. This will allow you to partake in various combat challenges, as well as a fishing simulator. Incidentally, it hosts 2 other recreational activities as well. There are others more qualified to elucidate you on that matter, however, so I will turn it over to them. How's it going? Fancy meeting you here in this virtual world. So this is the Grim Garten, huh? It's got a pretty mysterious vibe going on. Jack, hell, the heck are you doing in this place? We're here on a job, as it turns out. We were hired to be card dealers in the Grim Arena. For blackjack and poker specifically, I'll be in charge of the former, and Jack will be handling the latter. Technically, you'll only be playing against avatars, but if you think they won't kick your butts, well, I've got some bad news for you. The Foundation's got some weird development priorities, but whatever, I'm game. I'll be waiting for you. Later on, Athena. Thank you very much, you too. To summarize, you're free to play card games in the Grim Garten whenever you like. Okie dokie, I'll keep that in mind.
Seeking a challenge? We have all sorts of goods.
Yeah, these are basically the same stuff you get out.
Please come back again anytime.
Not now.
Please select a store. This is what we have for sale.
Good. And...
Thank you very much. We have all sorts of goods.
Please come back again anytime. We have all sorts of goods. Thank you very much. Please select a service. Version upgraded. Version upgraded. Functionality expanded.
Alright, down to 400
Enjoy your
at least.
adventure.
That is a more reasonable price point.
Welcome to my study. Of course. Allow me. There. Thank you for waiting.
Connection piece? A
Alrighty.
mysterious fragment that allows a glimpse of what could have been. What's that supposed to mean? I get it. I think I get it. You can watch connection events you hadn't seen. I think is this. At least that is, just from the name, what I would suspect. Good. A reminiscence pedestal, huh? Wonder what it'll show me. Why don't I give it a try? Memento orb. Songs my mother taught me. The girl had been an orphan her whole life. 50 years had passed since Calvert became a republic, and its new capital Edith had grown rapidly in those decades. Where there had previously only been 3 districts, Orba, Tyrell and Ventale, there were now 7, and the city's population had doubled. However, where there is bright light, dark shadows are cast. A city's explosive growth saw many people left behind in its wake. Those people became derelicts, drifters, prostitutes, beggars, urchins, pickpockets, thieves and bandits. Among them was a little girl. Orphaned from birth, she was something of a pickpocketing savant, having been trained by an old thief. Every day she would take to the streets, making marks of her bourgeois, who went about flaunting their status. Though she got along with the old thief, he was prone to violence when he drank, and when she was 12 years old, his chronic disease took him. After pushing the old man's remains to the church, the girl felt a strange mix of relief and emptiness. She even wandered the city's outskirts. She found herself on a plateau overlooking a gorgeous view. Though still under development, several mansions had already been built in the area.
I think this place is called Lava or something.
As the sun sank in the sky, the mansions appeared empty to the girl, and the grand cityscape below her seemed entirely devoid of life.
I could probably pocket some good stuff here sometime.
She mumbled to herself listlessly and turned to leave, but stopped in her tracks when a fine-looking house at the top of the hill caught her eye. It was white, neither too large nor too small, and had a tasteful air that set it apart from the garish houses of the newly rich. For whatever reason, it was this house that offered the girl far more than any of the grotesquely lavish buildings in the area. She hid herself and snuck a peek at the front lawn. The garden there was carefully maintained, the grounds and the building modest and clean. It was immediately clear to the girl that this was not the work of a hired gardener or a cleaning service. The owner had done all this themselves.
Pisses me off. You think you're so much better than everyone else, huh?
As the daylight began to wane, she made up her mind. Twilight would be the perfect time for a robbery. Even if the owner was home, she was confident in her ability to snatch something of value without being spotted. Then, just as the girl was ready to climb over the stubby outer wall and sneak her way in, she heard the light tinkling of a piano coming from inside. The melody flitted delicately in the air, accompanied by the sound of a woman's voice, singing with a range and vibrancy that belied her years. Before the girl realized it, she had walked through the front gate and entered the property, as though the music was drawing her in. The mansion's front door wasn't even locked. As she stepped into the house, the girl briefly mused about how careless the owner must be. Navigating through the mansion toward the music, the girl felt a strange sense of exhilaration the closer she got to the source. And then there it was. A small grand piano sat tucked away in the corner of the living room, and there, spinning melody and song neatly together, sat a gentle old woman. The girl stood there dumbfounded, the music enveloping her like a mother's embrace. Without her realizing it, a tear streamed down her cheek.
And what have we here? A guest, perhaps?
The old woman called out to the girl in a soft voice, her smile gently and heartfelt. Songs my mother taught me, and what I just saw now. It seems like it was a memory from a long time ago. Suppose I'd keep it in the back of my mind for now. About the reminiscence pedestal. You can use the reminiscence pedestal to view memories of a past seen inside the different memento orbs. You can also view past connection events that Van has experienced, as well as appear into alternate timelines to view unseen connection events. However, in order to do so, you will need to consume connection pieces, which you can obtain in the Grim Garten. Other stuff might become available as you continue the story, okay. I've shown them off previously. I think I checked them off screen eventually, but let's continue here. Exit the garden. Sanctum Sanctorum end. $12,000 Mare have been placed in your account as a reward for completing the triple teaming the third domain for SPG.
Truly well done.
Can't complain with that.
Next. Okay, Rean and Van. What lies beyond the canopy? Rean. Part 2.
Looks like this room's clear of wiretaps, too.
The windows are pretty sturdy, so I don't think they do any crazy spy stuff like analyzing the vibrations from outside to make out what we're saying.
No signs of remote shard interference either. Still, I'll keep the canceller going just in case.
Got it. Nice work, you three.
I'm starting to feel bad for being so suspicious.
Hardly hurts to be cautious in times like these.
After the field test, Rean's group enjoyed a modest social gathering of Republic soldiers, officers, researchers and maintenance crew. There might have been enemies once, but no hostility or resentment remained between the two sides. The midday party didn't serve any alcohol, but Director Gotti, Mint, Amelia and Prince Sharid were able to keep the party alive with their antics. Following that, having left the proving ground, Rean and company checked in at their hotel in Basel and with Mint a little after 5 p.m.
Phew, with today done, that's all our pressing business here wrapped up. Tomorrow we can finally hit the town, see all there is to see in the Chardon district, and enjoy a nice, luxurious vacation.
Sorry, but I don't think it'll be going the way you're thinking.
I bet it would have been a real adventure. But the day after tomorrow is when they launch the manned rocket. The whole point of the space program.
Aw, if only we could have seen it in person from the space base.
With the way they're keeping things close to the chest, they never would have let outsiders like us get that close. Or who knows, maybe they're keeping other secrets.
Right, like that new assault frame, the Excalibur. It's almost a guarantee that both it and Major Amelia will be aboard that rocket. Though, I guess they could have another model tuned specifically for outer space. I bet they do. Professor Ezra and old Jiskar's numbers through a program to make sure there weren't any mistakes. Sounds like you have the inside scoop.
That's our Mint. Always sharp as a tack.
You're too kind.
Don't go giving her too much credit. I'm sure she's accidentally leaked just as much info about us.
Oh, that reminds me. I might have had a minor mishap when handing over your piloting data to the Republican Army. Turns out I gave them something called Zamuria's Spiciest Nightclubs by mistake. But I sent over the data too, so no harm done.
You what? That was supposed to be locked down way deep in my Zypha. Triple password protected.
Crow.
Well, putting the matter of Angelica's travel log aside for now, the real concern is why the Republic needs that kind of weaponry in outer space in the first place.
Good point.
If we're being honest, it's impressive the Republican Army and the Vern Group managed to manufacture something so incredible. Just that single mech was able to push both Rean and Crow's machines that far at the same time.
You're right. Its combat capabilities were second to none. They're definitely up to something.
Yeah, something.
What could they really be planning to use it for?
Well, sometimes there are things like meteoroids floating around. But it's weird, you know? It doesn't really seem like they're trying to use it to gain military superiority or anything. After all, their normal models are already way more advanced than anything the Empire has. And this one is way too finicky for any normal pilot to handle.
No kidding. I don't know if even we could pilot such a thing. Regardless, it sounds like if we're going to head to the capital tomorrow, we should be looking into what their real goals are.
Understood. I hope you'll let us back you up if need be.
Based on what we've seen from both Arkwright and the picnicking front, seems like there's a lot going on we're still in the dark about.
That almost goes without saying. Worst case, we can exchange information next time we see them at the Garten.
True. In that case, it seems like your request for help in the Garten may actually be a useful way to communicate, Altina. If you say so. I'm still concerned about what Ouroboros' goals there are, though.
Well, the others may have some news about that, once they're able to get into the fourth domain. In any event, give me some time to think about what we should do. For now, why don't we drop by the Institute of Science and get Toa's business squared away?
Right, she wanted to get something from...
Oh, right. Sorry. I hope it's not too much trouble.
She wanted to get something of her Grand Pass or something?
Don't sweat it. I'm kinda interested myself.
Count me in! I can totally help with adjusting the telescope!
Stargazing, huh? I guess if we want to do that, the observatory is the place to be. Might be fun. Should be better than that shady-as-hell space program, at least.
Agreed. But we should gather info and handle any remaining 4 SPGs first.
Afterwards, the group party with Mint was headed to business in Newtown. As the sun began to set, Rean's group decided to take a stroll through Basel. You can now travel to the Basel Institute of Science. It can be accessed via the aerodrome located throughout the city, or by crossing the bridge from the upper level of the artisanal district. More connection events for Rean. Rean and Crow's lightweight outfits. Okay.
Well done. Well done. We earned it. Well done.
That's just for the hotel room, yeah. Good. That's what I want to check. What these exclamation marks are for. A call? Ah, it's from him.
Hey, Orion.
Got an update on our Grim Garten process. We managed to nail down a route of attack into the 4th domain. I see. The 3rd domain had a distinct structure. But evidently, unlocking the next area still didn't pose much of a problem. Well, I've got the magic touch. We updated the factory and Grimoire decryption services too, so keep on launching your invasions from that lobby place you guys have. Understood. I'll be counting on further analysis from your end. Some events may change or vanish if not promptly triggered. Maybe limit depending on your progress in the main story. Okay. This will be the
Professor Cronkite for you.
besides you, right? Let me take a quick look around town.
Confirming contents.
Test bike trouble. I'm Tao Ming, an advertising manager for Red Star products at the Motor Pavilion. We have received reports that for some inexplicable reason, only the test bikes provided at the Motor Pavilion have been experiencing malfunctions among Red Star's orbital bikes. Could you investigate the matter? And movie Epstein. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule. The requested module is operating well above expectations, so it appears we'll be able to finish on schedule. Great! The part of the space program I'm in charge of is a good stopping point too. Still, I never guessed that's what the tech unit site was up to. Would have been nice to take part in it. You're going back on-site for a final simulation now, right, Asprof? Asprof? Really? We should go drink once everyone's wrapped up. You can be a liberal or even Erebonia. Sounds fun. Not the most flattering abbreviation for associate professor, but oh well. Mint, so this is where you went. Oh, hey guys! Wonderful job with the exercise today. You two were amazing. Ha, it's no big deal. Oh, Crow. Anyway, thanks for all your help, Esmere. You ran measurements on our machines on top of monitoring the new assault frame, right? We just received reports earlier. All the Cypher-Link figures and improvement proposals will be of great help to the tech team at Force. It's the least I could do to pay you back. I'm a part of the project after all. But I gotta say, what turfing is sure impressive. It takes so much into account to ensure pilot safety. You can really feel Professor Makarov's painstaking attention to at every turn. What can I say, my uncle's really been plugging away since becoming a department at the Institute of Technology. He's probably just trying to show off to his brand new wife, though. Anyway, seeing the three of us here together makes me wonder, are you here on some errand for the tech union, Lila? Indeed, how very perceptive of you. Yep, we've been exchanging information about it. I've heard the rumors, but side note, well made outfit. And so old school too, kind of a rare thing here in the Republic. This is simply the traditional design for Liberian maid uniforms. Perhaps I should properly introduce myself. I'm Lila, a provisional negotiator for Zeiss Central Factory. You've my deepest gratitude for your work in the Joint Exercise Members of Force. Well, that's very kind of you. How to put this? It's a pleasant sentiment in a tickling tone of way. But aside, you said you were a provisional negotiator for ZCF? It's like what Sharon does as a Lister's assistant at RF. I should note that my original duties as a servant lie with someone else entirely. Still, for a number of reasons, I've been entrusted with negotiating on behalf of various parties, ZCF included. As such, it may be that I will have cause to speak with all of you from Force again in the future. I see. We look forward to it, in that case. The Western Maria Trade Union, proposed by the Foundation and ZCF, backed by all sorts of major manufacturers. There sure seems to be a lot going on with them lately. Sure neither of you are in on it, Tora? Ali? No, not at all, but it seems like George and Professor Schmidt might be. I've no involvement either, though I do hear that Chief Plato is keeping busy. Well, we'll probably get sounded out eventually. Let's just leave it to our itty-bitty mechanic for now.
How can I help you?
Crimson Fist, Michigan Boots, Golden Blood. A sinister pharmaceutical company seeks to shake the very foundation of the world with a deadly engineered virus. Tasked with stealing its design documents, Zoe and her partner Rick begin sniffing for clues, which leads them to the chief developer at the lab. Zoe attempts to get close to her target, in a way that she is an A-class spy does best.
Stop it! Please! I told you, I've already got a boyfriend!
Oh, I heard you loud and clear. I also recall you saying that he's buried neck deep in debt. Tell you what, I'll pay off his debt in full. On one condition. Break up with him and be mine. If you still refuse, then I'm afraid I must ask you to resign. So what'll it be?
Oh, Rick. I'm so sorry. Could you at least look away, sir? I'm really not used to this sort of thing.
My, aren't we shy? Very well. Just don't keep me waiting. Yes, that's a good girl. There's absolutely nothing to be embarrassed about. Psych! I'm gonna have so much fun stripping you bare.
Gotcha, you naughty boy.
Hell yeah, that was awesome! That part where Judith Lancer showed us the girls, mwah, perfection. The director really did his homework on what men want. Oh. Anyway, this is only the R15 version, right? Wow, they seriously pushed the envelope on what was allowed. You think so? This was way toned back from the R17 cut they released last year. That one had a scene where she was swimming butt naked, and then there was that risky cat fight with a female researcher. Oh dear, sounds like the actress was really put through a ringer. Are you alright, Athena? You've been pretty quiet. There's something that's been bothering me. I know I can't do anything about it at this point, but I am 17 years old now. Yet in spite of that and of the fact I've grown taller, they still ask for my ID to verify my age. Oh, that's what you're hung up about. Don't sweat, at least you've got some growing left to do, unlike a certain other shorty here. Wow, really sit your fate there, pal. It's okay, I'm used to it at this point. I've been asked for my ID more times than I can count. It doesn't matter to me that it took longer for them to verify my age than Altina's, not one bit. Oh, looks like they're selling commemorative brochures. Having finished their break, Rean and the others resumed their work. Good, but I would end the episode with this movie. And next time we continue looking around Basel, perhaps, and probably begin some side quests and stuff. Good. Until next time, I'm Ace, and don't get lost.